Hello everybody, welcome back to Papa's Saw Shop. I'm Papa, and today I want to show you an old girl that I'm working on here on the bench. I kind of robbed a piece of Zach's bench here and started working on an old, I got a little piece of it right here. I'll show you here, look at that. We got a 351 VL, it's an Echo. This is an old girl. This goes back a day or two here. Um, So I just kind of wanted to show you. I tell everybody when we're talking about old goat saws and a lot of people say, well, uh, what's different about old goat saws that's that from other saws? What makes them different? And I tell people we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just making it turn a little better. Now, I've said this. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I've said this quite a few times that I'm a big fan of the old stuff. Okay, and not just because I'm old and it's old and nostalgia and all that kind of bull. Um, but there used to be a time where people put some thought into things that they build. And so when it comes to chainsaws, people who built them would say, okay, well, it's going to have some vibration. So I'm just gonna show you here. Let me pan the camera around here so we get up close like around. There we go. Well, there she is. All right. So, well, that camera's a little dirty. Hang on just a second here. Let me see if I can't rub that camera off. Hold on. Should have did that before I started the video. Hey, there we go. Now you can see it. All right. So back in the day, before they realized they could make these little guys, these little anti-vibration mounts, everything was just put in there with just big old steel screws. Well, then they realized, they said, this is going to have some vibration. So let's put the AV mounts right where it's going to vibrate the most. Okay? And they said, okay, well, so how do we build the handle sturdy enough to support those AV mounts? And so here's the screw holes in that. Okay. Now I'm going to zero in on just this for a second here because I realize as I'm cleaning this thing, boys and girls, these are original. This is the original equipment here. These have never been changed. How many AV mounts have you put on a saw less than 10 years old? At least a couple. Look at these. I twist these things all over the place. Now I'd like to tell you how old this girl is. I really can't. I don't know. Um, but these are old. I mean, I'm thinking that they go back to the 80s anyway. So, um, I mean, there's your proof in the pudding right there. Look at that. Now, so on our handles, look at this guy. Look at this. This isn't really a plastic, and it's not aluminum either. This is a pot metal. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know what a pot metal is, there's a fancy description, but basically it's just a real thin plated metal. It's pretty light, not much to it, but it's sturdy. See? So there's some thinking there. Now, here's what I really wanted to show you here. Look at this. So here's a cover that goes on here. All right. Now we all know what the flywheel does, and we all know how it operates. Now look at how the air is channeled here. You see that? See how they got that? Here, I'll zero that out here. Look there. They got that air channeled in just a specific way. Now if you look on there, you see, I'm trying to do this with one hand here. See how they kind of closed it off up here? But that's got a crack right here. I don't think that was supposed to be there. But this is all open here, okay? Now, what I'm getting at is, there was some thought in this. They said, we want to keep this saw cool. How can we cool this engine? Okay, they weren't interested in selling you a part. They were interested in selling you the saw. Okay, so they designed this so that it would cool the engine. Now, let's take a look at the engine. So, we already know that all this is blocked off up here. Okay, this is right up here toward the front of the saw. There's no heat building up here. That coil's going to be fine. Original coil, by the way. Okay, I'll take a look back here. Here's where all the air is pushed out. Okay, it's pushed, look at here, right in here, right up through here, and look at what they did there. So this piece right here goes down in there. Look at what they did. Now this is some thinking in here. So they channeled this air from here under. Look at that. There's the head right there. There's the cylinder head. Right here. They channeled the air to go this direction. And then, since they closed this off here, they forced it to go in through here. Let's take a look at the other side. So now, if you could just draw some imaginary arrows, we'll get this old screwdriver out here. Okay, look at that. You see that? Air is forced in through there. Forced in through here. And it blows all the way through here. Look at that. All the way through here, all the way to the exhaust. And look, this is open right in here. It doesn't seem like much, but here's the thing. You see right here? Look where our screwdriver's at. You see my screwdriver poking through there? You can just see it through the camera. Right back in there. There, you see it. Alright. So they designed this right at the start to come through here, blow through here, through the top of the cylinder, on both sides, come around this side, and then be thrown out by the cold and hot air vortex right here. Look at that. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is because, number one, I just love to brag on these old saws. But number two, again, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just going back. We're just going back to basics. We're going back to things that work. This old girl's got an original coil, original cylinder head, original piston, and I venture to say the original carburetor. Alright. Now, I'd like to tell you that this old boy takes care of this saw. I'd like to tell you that, but it was pretty dirty. So this saw is built to last. No matter what kind of abuse it gets, it's built to last. Alright? RHP saws have the exact same model as this. This airflow that comes through here has long been forgotten. It's long been forgotten that you pull cold air from the flywheel and force it past the cylinder head and cool things down, and you'll make a saw last longer. I venture to say it's been forgotten on purpose. It's a whole lot more fun to sell everybody cylinder heads or just sell everybody a brand new saw, and when it breaks after 2 years, hey, we got another saw, come get another one. I think it's a lot more fun for people for that. You know what? Pisses me off. Excuse my French. But that's not how we do things here at Papa Saw Shop and Old Goat Custom Saws. Alright? So, you kind of get an idea where we go with things and how we kind of process some of this stuff. So we look at the older stuff. We say, okay, how did it work back then? We know it worked because we got examples like this old Echo here that's lasted forever. And I could show you a whole pile of brand new saws that didn't last more than a couple, 3 years. So, what should you ought to do about this? Well, what you ought to do, you ought to head on over to www.papashop01.com. Check out the HP model, the HP series model of the Old Goat chainsaws, which are going to be going on sale soon. They're on the website, but I would advise you to hold off on buying one. Just an inside secret. Because I heard from a very reliable source that they're going on sale. Pretty doggone soon. So anyway, somebody's trying to call me and I'm busy talking to you. I'm about to wrap this up. Um, so anyway, head on over www.papashop01.com. Check out the HP series Old Goat saws. And if it says on sale now, click that buy now. All right. That's all I got for you today. Hey, been fun talking to you. Been fun working on the old Echo. All right. Till next time, happy motoring.